My mother's husband told me that two men can't live in a house together. One gotta go. So I kicked him out and my mama.
He sent his mom and his mom's husband out of his house because the mom's husband was like, two men cannot stay in the same house. So is it that one of us live here or not? So he's asking that is it wrong that he had to send his mom along with his mom husband? Well, what should have done was just to send his mom's husband out of his house and leave the mom. But he said his mom is still welcome into his home. But it's just like when the old family members and everybody heard about the whole story, they were like, you shouldn't have sent your mom out of the house. It doesn't make sense. Mind you, that is not his dad. That is just his mom's husband. Let's watch the story time, the short clip. Let's watch it together, then we'll come back and discuss.
My mother's husband told me that two men can't live in a house together. One gotta go. So I kicked him out and my mama. See, I'm a 38-year-old man and I stay with my mom. Well, she stays with me. I own the house. But 5 years ago, my dad cheated on my mom. They were together, they stayed together, and he cheated. Infidelity, that's what happened. He owned the house though. So once he cheated, my mom didn't have anywhere to go. Now my mama always been good toward me. She raised a damn good man. And I love her. So I said, Mama, stay with me. Dad did what he did right, and you don't want to be in that house. It's his house. I understand. You ain't got nowhere to go. You always got somewhere to go. As long as I got a home. So my mama started staying with me. And we do things together. We watch the movies. We go to the movies. We go to parks. We would bond a lot because, right, she's staying with me every day. So we hang out. That's my mama. We can hang out. We can go to the movie. We can go bowling. We can do all that. We were hanging out. And about 3 years ago, I think it was, 3 years ago, she said, son, I need me somebody. And I knew what she meant. I'm not dumb. I'm 38 years old at the time. Well, at the time I went 30. I'm 38 now. I know the body has needs. And me as your son, I can't do that. I won't do it. So I understand what you mean. Nobody wants to be alone, right? Like, of course, I'm here. I'm here with you and we're hanging out. But you want a deeper connection, and I get that. Me too. And don't get me wrong. I had my fair share of tender dates and everything come through the house. But I get what she's saying. Mama need a life too. So my mama started bad dating, right? She met this guy. And her and the guy hit it off. They were dating for 3 years until they got married. They got married, right? Cool. You love him. You my mama, that's who you want to be with. Fine. That's fine. The thing is, after they got married, right? He started being at the house a lot more. He started moving things in. And, okay, whatever. It's my house, but, I got my own room. You and my mama together, okay. Cool. But he started talking to me when my mom wasn't around, saying, man, you almost 40 years old, still staying with your mama? Don't you think that's kind of old? And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, true. Most people my age don't live with their mom. Just trying to keep it. So, because I know what you're trying to say to me, but I'm not going to address that, right? I'm not going to address that, right? So, he be dropping hint after hint after hint. He even one time showed me a magazine or a newspaper article about apartments in the area. And I was like, what you showing this to me for? Then he was like, well, two grown men can't live under one household. That's what he told me. And I said, oh, okay, brushed it off. So I went to talk to my mom about the ordeal, and I was like, yeah, so your husband been telling me two grown men can't stay in one household. What you know about that? And she was appalled. She was like, what? I'm going to go talk to him. I don't know what he's talking about. So my mom been completely in the dark. Because, of course, I was thinking, why would my mom even let him say such a thing knowing that I own the house? Now, at the house, I guess he thinking that I don't do nothing because I work from home. I stay in my room all the time. I pay people to take care of the yard. And my mom, she takes out the trash, right? So that's something she likes to do, so I let her do it. If she ain't like to do it, I do it. So I'm guessing he think I don't do anything. I'm just in the house. But whatever. So she talked to him, and things quiet down for a while. Couple of weeks after she talked to him, he back up to his same antics, telling me, hey man, two men can't live together. And I'm like, okay. Then he's like, you know, I know this is your family home and you feel comfortable here, but two men can't live together. And I'm like, this is not a family home. So, this is what happened, right? I'm in my room. I'm playing my game. I like to play the game. I'm an older man, but I like to play the game. He knocks on the door. I answer the door. He says, hey, you didn't see that plate on the sofa? So I go out and I look, and it's a plate. It's a plate on the sofa. It's a plate of spaghetti. And I'm like, I didn't see this plate. I've been in my room. Then he says, well, this plate has been here since yesterday. And I said, oh, well, it ain't mine. I didn't have this spaghetti. Then he said, it's my plate. I thought you would at least do something and clean up. Who the Excuse me, sir? He said, I thought you would at least do something and clean up. I said, man, I clean up. I clean up every mess that I make. You are a grown ass man. Talking about you left a plate on the sofa to see if somebody else would clean it up. Sir, I'm not cleaning up after you or nobody. Then he said, well, you don't do anything else in the house. And I said, because I don't have to do anything else. As long as I clean up after myself, I get the yard taken care of, and I pay my portion of the bills, I'm fine. Then he said, well, your portion of the bill don't have nothing to do with the mortgage of who owns the house. And I was like, oh, my mom didn't tell you. The house is paid for. Okay, well, it's still your mom's house. No, it's my house. My mom lives with me. I don't know if she told you that or not. He was under the impression that when he married my mom, everything that was hers was his. So he's thinking she owned the house and that it's his house too, now that they're married. That's why he had done moved his stuff on. And I'm like, why is this guy moving stuff into my house? So I told him, I'm like, you know what? Thinking about something you said, two men can't live under one house. That's right. They can't. You're right about that. Because I'm not going to sit here and let a man tell me in my house what I don't do. I'm not going to sit here and let a man tell me, another man, to clean up after him. You can get your shit and you can get out. So I kicked him out. Now, the part where I might feel wrong, because even my dad, my biological dad, got on to me about it, is because I kicked my mom out too. I kicked my mom out right with him because she didn't tell him it was my house. He did all this yelling and sneak this and whatever you want to call it, and she didn't correct it efficiently. Like, she said something, but she didn't correct him. If she had to let him know I owned the house, that would have set him straight. So I'm not quite sure. Now, of course, my mom is always welcome in my house. But since two men can't stay together and you consider yourself a man, let me see how you take care of your wife. Let me see you go through some of those newspaper ads and you get an apartment. You step up and be a man and house your wife. That's why I kicked my mom out too. Now, like I said, my biological dad thinks I'm wrong for also kicking my mom out. Some other family members that have heard about the situation, they don't know all the details. But they know I kicked my mom out. And they think I'm wrong for that. So I'm wondering, did I go too far when I kicked my mom out too?
I feel like if he does not send his mom out of the house, she's not going to learn a lesson. Because why are you married to a man that doesn't have a house? This is your second marriage. Your first marriage, you should have learned your lesson. He cheated on you, you had to leave him, you're staying with your son, you're starting afresh, you want to love again, you want to be in a relationship again. You should not fall for a man that doesn't have a roof over his head. Why is your husband moving into your son's house? Why? Why is your husband moving into your son's house? There's nothing wrong with if he sent his mom out of his house. She needs to learn her lesson. She needs to know. She needs to know that what she's doing is wrong. Because he did not send his mom out as well as her husband, she's still going to be feeling entitled. Because you should have even cleared the man. Like, you don't have money, oh, and this house that we're staying is for my son, oh, so respect him. She's supposed to have cleared her husband. So let's assume she's trying to build with her husband. Maybe he cannot afford rent. No problem. But both of you came to the house, or you're married and you brought your husband to your son's house to stay with you. That's zero. But let's just say, okay, economy. You cannot clear your husband and tell your husband that the house is not for you. You are squatting in your son's house. And now your husband is having the audacity and is calling himself a man. Sometimes I wonder where these men get their audacity from. You are broke. You don't have money, but you still have audacity. So because I'm very sure that he got married to her thinking that she's the one that has the house, she's the one that has the money and all of that. That's what most men sometimes really do. Once they see that, okay, this person has this, let me take advantage of that so that I can get married to them and their property will be my property and all of that. Maybe that's what he's actually thinking happened is happening. So he's already feeling like, at this stage, you're already almost 40 years old. Why are you not out of your mom's house? The audacity for him to think that the place is even for the mom. And so even if the place is even for his mom or for his wife, are you the one that is going to send your stepson out of the house? You met him there. So you are so shameless that you left you God. Sometimes you are so shameless. You got married to a woman and you move into her house. And now the person that you met in the house, you want to pursue the person out of the house because you want privacy with your wife. If you want privacy with your wife and you want to be the man of the house, go and rent your own house or go and buy a house or something. Have your own. Not you moving your things little by little, trying to own the space just because you got married to a woman that you think owns the house. I personally don't see anything wrong as he sent the woman, his mother, out of the house. The woman needs to know what she's doing is not right because you've made the mistake in the very first marriage. You already know how men are. You've gotten married before. You already know that men are manipulative. Why are you marrying again and marrying somebody that doesn't have a home? Why is your new husband moving into your son's house? I'm busy just me that see that well, there's nothing wrong with it because me, I see it as a problem. Oh, because I cannot imagine I want to marry second marriage and I'll I'll move into my son's house. What's the man doing for me if he cannot get me my own space? There's nothing he's doing for me because my son is doing everything. So what else? What else? What else are you doing for me? What else am I benefiting from the guy if he has to move into my son's place where we are staying? And now is now when he wants to be the father of the house. Oh, you didn't clean the place, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. All you do is just play game and all of that. It's the audacity for me, you guys. So men, the audacity. Sometimes I wonder where did they get the audacity from? You guys, what's your take on this short story time? Let me get it down in the comment section respectfully. As always, check out my David. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.